Good morning, children. Today we'll be reading the story called The Penguin Who Wanted to Fly. So this is a story about a penguin. Yes, so do you know where penguins stay? Yes, they stay in icy areas. Yes, they love snow. Okay, so now that it's getting really hot, let's enjoy the story about the penguin who stays in Iceland. Okay, the weather is very cold over there. Yes, penguins love cold weather. So the name of this penguin is Flip Flop. Okay, so let's begin reading the story now. Flip Flop sat on his favorite thinking rock and looked up at the sky. "I wish I could fly," he said to himself. So Flip Flop wanted to fly. Flip Flop stood up. He looked down at his wings and flapped them. Nothing happened. Flip Flop couldn't fly. That night, Flip Flop had a dream. He dreamed he was flying. It was so quiet and peaceful up there in the starry sky. The next morning, Flip Flop had an idea. He would make himself some wings. So penguins don't have wings to fly. Yeah? So now he's making some wings for himself with the help of leaves. "Can I help you?" asked Polar Bear. So here comes the Polar Bear, who is Flip Flop's friend. Flip Flop has now made his wings. Yes, he has attached it to his hands. And see now what he does. Flip Flop climbed on top of Polar Bear and flapped his wings. Flip, flap, flop. "Oops," said Flip Flop. But it didn't matter. Yes, so this idea didn't work. Yes, of attaching leaves as his wings. This didn't work, so he fell down. But Flip Flop had another idea. "Just the thing," said Flip Flop as he pulled out his special helicopter cap from his dress-up trunk. So he has another idea. He has the special helicopter cap. Yes, which he's going to try wearing and see if he can fly that using that. So after he wore the cap, he spun around and around and around and around and around, spinning faster and faster until he spun out of control. "Ouch!" cried Flip Flop as he flopped to the ground. "I feel very dizzy." So now he's feeling very dizzy. He just fell down on the floor now. That night it snowed. In the morning, Flip Flop was very excited. He had thought of another idea. He would build an airplane out of snow. A snowplane. Flip Flop was very pleased with himself as he climbed in. So you can see here he has made a snow airplane. And now he started counting. So he climbed on his plane and he started counting to take off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He waited for his snow plane to take off. And waited and waited. So he was waiting for his plane to take off, but see what happened. Oh dear, Flip-Flop sighed as the sun came out and melted his snow plane. The snow plane is gone. Yes, it melted because of the heat of the sun. But it didn't matter. Flip-Flop had another idea. A better idea. He got a balloon and tied a piece of string to it. The balloon floated upward and so did Flip-Flop. So now he's using this balloon to fly. I'm flying, said Flip-Flop excitedly. I'm really flying. And he was. Until, pop, went the balloons. The balloons burst. Flop went Flip-Flop. Poor Flip-Flop. I'm never going to fly, he cried. Polar Bear gave his friend a hug. Come with me, he said. Yes, so the Polar Bear was taking his friend Flip-Flop somewhere. Polar Bear gave Flip-Flop a gentle push down their favorite slide. Yes, so now they are sliding. Yes, over snow. It's fun. Whoosh! Flip-Flop whizzed down the ice. So he's going down and down. Whee! I'm flying! Squealed Flip-Flop. Splash! Help! Cried Flip-Flop, and he crashed into the sea. So as he was sliding down, he went straight into the sea. It was very peaceful and quiet down there under the sea. There were lots of fish and other floaty things. Wow, said Flip-Flop. This is just like flying. Flip-Flop couldn't really fly. But that didn't matter because Flip-Flop could swim. So Flip-Flop can swim so nicely in the sea, and he got to see some nice water animals over there, sea animals like fish and other floaty creatures. Yes, and he's loving there. He's loving it under the sea. So now that he can swim very nicely, but he cannot fly. Yeah, so penguins cannot fly, but they can swim very nicely. They are very good swimmers. So the last line of the story says, in fact, Flip-Flop could swim quite beautifully. Yes, so he was an amazing swimmer. So this was the story about Flip-Flop. Yes, at the end he did what he was best at. He was not good at flying, but he was very good at swimming. Okay, so this was the end of the story. Thank you.